Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Okay, we've got one last speaker to go before we get marching. And this speaker has something very unique and special to offer us because she just got back from Venezuela. My friend Alison here from the Anti-War Committee defied the no-fly zone. And for those who don't know, a no-fly zone is essentially a threat from the U.S. that if you fly over this country will blow you out of the sky. Alison fucking went there anyway. That is heroic. And she went there to see what they're actually facing so she could come back and tell people here in the U.S. what's actually going on there. Give it up for Alison from the Anti-War Committee.
Thank you, Andrew. As Andrew just said, my name is Alison Gunderson. I am with the Minnesota Anti-War Committee and the WHAM Palestine Solidarity Committee. And I only just got back from a U.S. delegation to Caracas, Venezuela a few weeks ago. The Trump administration has escalated war crimes in Venezuela overnight. Bombing Caracas and kidnapping President Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores? Shame. It's insanity. President Maduro is a democratically elected leader, and Venezuela chose their government. The U.S. should not be allowed to kidnap leaders just because they don't like them. Isn't that right? The U.S. does not have a right to bomb Venezuela indiscriminately for defending their sovereignty. And we know why the U.S. doesn't like these leaders, right? It's not about these false claims of drugs or the other lies Trump is spewing. It's because Venezuela is a country that has the largest oil reserves in the world. And they won't let U.S. imperialism exploit that. Venezuela is an example of a country that takes care of its people in defiance of U.S. sanctions, blockades, and bombings. They are an example to the world that this reality is possible. A country taking care of its people rather than pouring billions into efforts of war that only benefit oligarchs like Trump, his cronies, and U.S. oil companies. Right. All while the people in the U.S. can't have their needs met. This is a direct threat to the U.S. When I was in Caracas, all I witnessed was a country that had love and solidarity not only for their own country, but with all people's struggles against U.S. imperialism. They have international solidarity built into their fabric. I got to see President Maduro speak, and he stressed unity and solidarity, and how imperative this is that solidarity goes both ways. I also witnessed the people's support and pride that they had in President Maduro. Venezuela has an incredibly strong understanding of U.S. imperialism and how it directly affects their conditions and the conditions of the world, from Palestine to the people of the U.S. They understand the conditions we face in the belly of the beast. People who are being bombed, sanctioned, and under blockade by the U.S. came up to me to express how they feel awful seeing our conditions and how we suffer under U.S. imperialism. That they may have some bad conditions, but they have a country that takes care of them, and they see how we don't have that, and they stand with us against that. They have incredible solidarity with us, and it's long past time that we have this strong of solidarity with Venezuela in return. This is why it is imperative we build a strong anti-imperialist, anti-war movement here in the U.S. That we fight against U.S. intervention into other countries for the selfish motives of U.S. oil companies. Because we know U.S. intervention only brings destabilization and destruction, and that this imperial violence will always come home to roost. We must fight for Venezuelan sovereignty and right to self-determination. We must continue to fight against U.S. imperialism everywhere. No war with Venezuela! No war with Venezuela! Free President Maduro! Free President Maduro! Viva Venezuela! Viva Venezuela! Thank you.
Give it up for Alison! Okay, is everybody Everybody ready to march?